I'm a bit of a mess today. And there we go. We're live right now on YouTube. Huzzah.
Nice.
Hello.
Uh, I apologize for egregiously lying about the start time of this stream. Uh, it did not start off as a lie. I just needed time. Thank you, Emo. I just needed more time to contour, but I'm very sorry for the people that I've hurt. Um, please forgive me. We are missing precisely one Brian, which sucks because Brian is an integral part of the Detroit by Night scene. And he is sick right now. So, on account of Brian being ill, we have decided to do something else to fritter away our finite time on this planet. We will be doing another Monster of the Week one shot. The setting is a haunted hotel. If you caught my other Monster of the Week one shot live stream, then you've seen my minimalistic horror scenarios in action once. So I am attempting to repeat that success and hopefully not end in a TPK, but who knows? Anything can happen here on the Hackhound. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Neve, and I am the keeper. Hi, hello, welcome to the stream. I will allow the gentlemen to introduce themselves and their respective characters. We will go Warren, Jay, and then Cal. Go ahead, take it away, you guys.
All right, so my name is Warren. If you watch this stream for the vampire stuff, you would know me as Dennis. Today, though, I am playing Milo Poinsettia, a name I came up very quickly, who is a camera person for this little three-man, haunted house crew that solves haunted house mysteries. So like I've got the video camera, the infrared camera, some sound gear, EM field detector, temperature fluctuation detector, all the ghost hunting gear. And then I'll kick it over to Jay.
Hey,
Yes.
yeah, I'm Jay. So, yeah, in Vampire, I would play Gary, right? So Gary is a cool guy. Everyone loves him. But today, I guess and I've done this very quickly, but I'm playing a character, Gordon Merrow, whose playbook is the Flake, and is I'm thinking he's a kind of very distrustful person, and that's all I've got so far. He's just a little distressful and a little creepy, maybe, but he does his job well. So no, go on to Cal.
Oh, that's so funny. It's so funny when you guys have to make characters spontaneously. I don't ever want to hear shit from any of you when you force me to make up an NPC off the cuff and give them like a detailed backstory and start asking me shit like, where did they go to school? What state are
Right.
they from? What were their
Bob the Goblin?
Exactly. I don't ever want to hear shit. Your last name is Poinsettia.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't ever want to hear shit again about my
It's a stage name.
So next time you ask me what the NPC's name is, asshole, I'm just gonna be like Bob Jenkins. And I don't want you to be like, oh, Bob Jenkins. Okay.
Why would I would never have that kind of attitude. All right, I'm a big fan of Fright Night with Jerry the Vampire. It's awesome.
Hey,
You have sometimes given me like the really look when I've named an NPC
Okay.
spontaneously.
Take your word for it.
Okay. And I know that Jay has given me shit about spontaneously naming NPCs.
I played a guy named Bob Townsend, so I've got room to talk. Um,
Go ahead, Cal. Sorry, we're stealing your spotlight.
No. Hi everyone, my name's Cal, and I'll eventually get playing Vampire. We'll get there eventually. You'll see my Ravnos. But for right now, I am playing. Oh, that's the name I decided. I am playing Lewis Bishop. I don't know. Spontaneously.
So what was the last name?
Bishop, Lewis Bishop.
Bishop.
That's actually pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And he is this little ghost crew. He likes to investigate the ghosts. Through his psychic projection. You get the idea, you get the picture.
okay.
Yep.
He's a valuable asset to the team, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of ghostly shenanigans he's going to get up to.
Cal, whenever Cal introduces these last minute characters, he sounds like he's giving a book report on like a book he didn't read. Well,
That's right.
like the book I read was of Mice and Men. There were men in the book and also mice.
Yes.
I had covered a lot of ground and very impactful reading. 6 out of 10. Whew. All right. This honestly is supposed to be a horror story. Believe me, audience, we are intending to do horror here. So let me get into the horror vibes so I can horror narrate. Jay, I hear Colleen or someone talking in the background. It's throwing my horror vibes off. I don't like it. Thank you. Okay. Our story is set on a desolate stretch of Route 66, an area of the Mother Road that had seen better days. There are signs that the little stopover point was once grand, or at least aspiring to be so, but has subsequently been starved of traffic, essentially condemned to wither in its now remote location. However, the hotel, which is called the Bainbridge, is a bit of an exception to the rule. According to stories, the Bainbridge Hotel is rather haunted. It has acquired something of a fearsome reputation amongst travelers, culture trippers, and other haunted locale aficionados. The cherry on top of its fearsome reputation is the fact that recently it was the last stopover point of a young woman named Catherine Willis. Catherine Willis was an ordinary uni student. She was on her final year. She stood poised to complete her degree in social science. But she was headed home for Christmas. And like so many college students before her, she didn't have a lot of pocket money. So she did what she could to secure an affordable stopover point on her way home. Bainbridge happened to be just that stopover point. She never left the hotel, nor was she ever found. Her phone pinged at the hotel. It never left the premises, nor did her car. Her clothes were found in her room. However, Catherine herself seemed to have completely dissolved. She vanished without a trace, like a phantom. The investigation went on for some time. It was in active investigation for over 4 months, but the police were just not able to turn up any clues. They toyed with a couple of theories. Maybe Catherine Willis walked away. Maybe she's a college student. Maybe, she's getting her party on, enjoying the end of the year festivities, and got a little too happy and just walked away. Perhaps getting lost or falling into a disrepaired structure, becoming injured and not able to call for help. They found no evidence to support that theory. There were no tracks, there were no areas that were disturbed, and there were no eyewitnesses that report seeing Catherine Willis. Words are hard to say. They also toyed with the idea that maybe somebody picked Catherine Willis up. There was no evidence of an Uber on her phone, so it would have had to have been a local or somebody that she knew. Again, her phone gave no evidence that she made any plans to meet up with anybody, which means somebody would have had to spontaneously show up on the premise, and she would have to have gotten into the car with them to be driven off to God knows where without taking her phone or any of her personal effects. There are darker theories too. Kidnapping is always on the table. It is a disused area with not a lot of CCTV coverage, if any at all. But for that very reason, these kinds of locations tend not to be hotspots, simply because there's not a lot of people there to do business with. You would have to time things perfectly to be able to find a suitable candidate. But the more suspicious-minded...
But I prefer to do it standing on a desktop.
Whatever.
Bet he's not the only one.
I believe we've already agreed not to kink shame on this channel and to be sex positive. So that extends to tiny robots too. Although, what an odd time to volunteer that personal information, Emo. But the more suspicious-minded say they know what happened to Miss Willis. She was gotten by the many, many ghosts that haunt the Bainbridge, and now she's joined their ranks. Like a flash and pan, Catherine had her moment on the front page, her moment on the news stories, Time as a headline. But her story has subsequently faded from view to a considerable degree. But her name and her case still carry enough cachet to help a small, ambitious YouTube channel build its viewership ranks. So we now turn to y'all. Will you guys like to begin role play with a scene inside the car? Or would you guys rather have gotten to the motel and already be there?
If we start in the car, I guess we could start with like me, because one of my things is like if I read the current news feeds, I get a +1 forward, and so like I think this would be like appropriate. Like we're driving up to this hotel, and I'm just kind of getting like last minute, just refreshing all the details and just finding out everything I can. Like we've already decided to come and investigate this, and so I just got to be like reading everything I can about it. And so yeah, we're in the vehicle, we're driving, and as I'm just like scrolling through my phone, reading stuff, I'll just turn to the others like, guys, do you know that there's been like, if you go back far enough, there have been dozens of missing person cases. Like before this place, like this area was a hotel, even when it was just, like a small pit stop before they built the hotel. Like this area has missing person cases.
You're muted, Jay.
So I didn't read up too much about this, but is this a crime-ridden area? Maybe it just happens to be a bad
Well, that's
place
the
to
thing.
live.
It's like they don't, because they don't know. Yeah, you're right. Like I mean, they don't know what makes these people go missing, so it's
Yeah,
not necessarily like listed as a crime. Um,
Are
could
they
be.
all are they all
Sorry.
travelers or are they local? Like, just are most of them hitchhikers or around the area? Do we know that?
um, I mean, from the hotel, travelers. But yeah, like I mean, like I said, like you go before, if you go back even before the hotel, um, there's been, let me see, like scrolling through it, I count three missing page like. And by the way, Neve, sorry, I'm just making these things up and throw it in there as canon. You let me know if it's a problem. uh,
Oh, I'll stop you if it becomes a
okay,
problem, but so
all
far
right
it's
then,
not. You're
all right
welcome
then.
to improvise.
Yeah, so it's like I'm counting like three local persons, like back a few decades before the hotel came up.
Oh man.
Which
So
I guess like over that long a period of time, like it's not crazy, but like you add on top like what's going on in the hotel, like I think it might be significant. I mean, definitely something that we can, tie into what we're looking at.
yeah, it could be organized crime. It could be. I mean, don't knock it. Could be government whisking people away. They choose areas to do that. I don't know, man.
This is where my character does like an eye roll, like, oh yeah, yeah. Is there like a secret, like, is it Area 52 over here? Like,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Could be.
Jay's character's going theory is that it's like some kind of government black site.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds plausible.
I think before we get there, I, I, I might try and have a premonition.
Go ahead, roll for it. I'm hungry. Okay. Mixed. So I have a feeling I already know what the answer is to this. But Cal, why don't you describe what we would see with this premonition? What does it look like?
So you would see Lewis, kind of sit, cross his legs over in his chair where he's sitting in this van as we're heading. Uh, he closes his eyes. He kind of drifts off. Just trying to ignore all the sounds of the car, um, the sounds of his crew talking. Try to distance himself from all of that and force the vision to play out in his head.
You have a vision of a dark room. You can hear a voice speaking to you, but it sounds almost like it's a poorly tuned radio in the backdrop. Outside the motel room, somebody is knocking. A man's voice calls out, "Are you in there?" And someone in the hotel room speaks to answer. You get the sense that there is an impending danger here, but you can't tell from what. But this is a scenario, should you ever see it, that you need to be particularly vigilant of.
So I guess we're pulling up, and I'd be like, "This looks like the place."
What you see before you is a somewhat outdated old hotel. It follows the conventions of the hospitality industry from decades before. So think retro futuristic text and insignia, smooth, round lines intended to invoke the space race, and a sign out front that reads Bainbridge Hotel. The windows appear clean and cheerful, and the vacancy sign is on. You, however, would be only the second vehicle in the parking lot. There does not appear to be many guests here.
This other vehicle, is it parked by one of the rooms, or is it parked near the front office like it could belong to staff?
It's parked near the front office.
Okay. So then, well, I was looking at my phone, so I definitely wasn't driving. I'm assuming Jay was driving.
Okay.
Okay.
So is there anything we want to do, or do we just want to head in?
Well, we got to check in, so
Yeah.
this will give me an
Okay.
opportunity to interview locals. So
Okay. You head in, and a cheerful door buzzer alerts the innkeeper to your presence.
mhm.
He is an old man who is shockingly tall. So think 6'5", with a powerful build, albeit sort of curled and hunched in on itself, clearly showing signs of age. His face is red and somewhat puffy, and his hair is just a little wrap around his head, just a little halo, gone in the center. He's wearing very thin, wire-rimmed glasses, and he's carefully perusing the newspaper.
So we walk in. I'm guessing from our investigation, deciding to take this case, we know what room she's staying in, or she stayed in. And so I will go up to the counter and I will, say like, "Hey, how's it going? We would like to get a room, and actually, I have a specific room in mind, if that's okay."
Depends on what the room is, he says.
Well, I was thinking about room 6.
Can't do room 6. That's the Willis room.
Why can't? I mean, the police are done with it, right?
Police are done. You don't want room
Yeah.
6, he says without looking up at you.
I mean, is it clean at least?
It's clean.
Okay. I mean, like, we would definitely like room 6, but I mean,
Would we like to roll our charm as somebody to manipulate a person?
I'm going to.
shot?
Okay.
Oh, you got it.
No. Okay. You can go if you want.
Yeah, because
I-
Warren is the one who needs to be encouraged to roll, right, Jay?
Yeah, I will then. Okay, I'm going to go up to the counter. I'm going to put a $50 bill down and say, and just kind of scoot it toward him and say, "We would really like that room if it's okay."
He's going to look at the $50 bill and then look up at you. Roll your manipulate a person.
Okay. Um, sorry, 1 second. I could use sharp for that. So yay. 10.
Okay. He reaches for the 50, eyeing you carefully, and he's going to ask, "You sure you know what you're getting into?"
I mean,
Yeah,
just
look, we're professionals.
yeah.
The
We,
best
we
of the best.
we do this pretty often,
Mhm.
like investigating things like this. Um, you've probably seen our channel, and I'll hand him like a business card that's got like our socials on it. Like our tags.
We need business cards.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Let's
and
get
look,
Brian, aka Business Daddy, on
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. But yeah, I'm gonna hand this innkeep our credentials, which is just like links, like directions to get to our YouTube channel, and I'll just say like, yeah, we do this pretty often. Like, this is not our first rodeo. Like, my friend here actually is a medium. He has like a connection to the other side. So like, we're not going into this blind. Like I cover I've got like, I hold my camera bags. Like, look, I got all kinds of tools here to detect things, and what science can't detect, my mystery friend can detect. So like, we're in this and we're ready for it. But I mean, forewarned is forearmed. So like, part of what we do is what we're doing right now, man. Like, tell me a little bit about what happened.
He's gonna look at you and say, "I don't know anything."
Well, you'd be surprised what you probably know. Like, you probably know things that you don't know are pertinent. But so maybe just tell me a little bit. I mean, have you worked here long?
My wife and I own this hotel.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit how you guys got started with this.
We bought it back when we thought the town was going somewhere.
Okay.
Worst investment we ever made. He says, putting the 50 into his pocket and reaching behind him to the pegboard and taking off key number 6 and sliding it across the narrow counter to Jay's character. What's your character's name? I'm sorry, Jay.
It's Gordon Marrow.
Gordon. To Gordon.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Oh yeah, just take the key. So.
Be careful in that room.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me you don't know anything, but you're also telling me to be careful. So I'm kind of curious what you think we should be careful of.
He kind of narrows his eyes and looks up. And he asks, "Do you believe in a higher power?"
And I'll think about it for a moment. It's like, I believe that we don't know everything about this world we live in yet.
I suggest you get real familiar with a higher power if you're going into that room.
So I
Thanks
have a
for the warning.
question. So for my press accreditation, I can investigate a mystery when I'm interviewing someone by like rolling charm instead of sharp. And so what I'm thinking is I'll roll, and then basically, like, for my questions that I ask, it's kind of like him. Like, I'll be asking him, and then like he'll give me an idea of what he thinks about this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that appropriate? Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, and I do have a +1 forward, which makes it a success, or I guess it was already a success.
Yes,
Nice.
11. Nicely done.
All right. So with investigating a mystery, I get 2 questions that I can ask. So I guess um, I'll ask him like what happened here and what sort of creature is it? Because I feel like these are kind of things, whether or not he knows the truth, like he has an idea.
So he leans close to you and say, I can't really tell you what happened, but I can tell you that girl did not leave this hotel.
How do you know that? Well, I know that's not what I hold. He doesn't have to tell me, but
It is a reasonable follow up.
yeah.
He'll say, because I hear her talking.
Really?
You hear it talking like out loud to you?
Not to me. In the room.
So we got a ghost situation here.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I mean, could be bugged somehow or some kind of speaker hidden. If they want to fuck with you, I won't say who they are.
Okay.
It ain't a thing like I ever seen before.
I think it.
So is it?
Oh, and you go.
Yeah, you go.
Oh,
No, you go.
I think at that, because this discussion, could I try and can you Lewis try and use telepathy to try and see the memories of when this guy experienced?
Yes, in a limited sense, I think
Yeah.
you can.
In a fragmented kind of sense.
Yes, but I will say this is the voice of this is the man's voice.
From the premonition.
Yes.
And as I'm trying to see his memories, I guess I will say, is there anyone else currently living in the motel besides us?
No, nobody else is living here.
Okay.
So do you have to roll weird for your like your telepathy or?
Yes. Roll weird. Okay.
That's a 10.
So you're just trying to get a sense of like what's going on with this memory, right?
Yeah, so as he's talking about it, I'm assuming he's almost reliving it. I could be wrong, or he'll have some kind of memory attached to it. I'm trying to peer into that and see what's going on, what was happening when he's saying, "Oh, it's a thing." Try and see his recountance of it in a limited, fragmented sense.
So you want to view his interaction with the thing, right? So you have 2 questions. You're functionally investigating a mystery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're investigating a mystery, don't you still have to roll your sharp, even if you're using telepathy as the means?
Yep. Let me just do that real quick.
Okay.
I'll see what codes I can get. Okay, I've got 1.
All right. Go ahead. One investigative mystery question from reading his thoughts.
So I guess from his perspective, I guess the question that fits mostly is what happened here. Like from his personal perspective of owning the hotel.
You get images or an image of a dark spot, like a stain on the wall. It's roughly human shaped. It radiates a sort of sleepy malevolence.
Okay.
In other words, this man is not super useful because this man does not have a good grasp on what happened himself.
Yeah.
It seems
Yeah.
to be fairly anomalous. But he says he heard her voice coming from inside the room, and you have this image of this dark shape on the wall.
I mean, it sounds like a place to start. And
Yeah.
we have our room key.
Let's
So
go. Yeah.
Grab it, get our gear, and go set up in the room. Get the infrared camera out and the EM detector and the
Get my
temperature thermometer thing.
My speakers, or not speakers, microphones and all the equipment I guess that I would have. I don't know what an audio engineer has on site, but
I think since you're the flake, you also just have yourself wired all the time to record every conversation you have.
yeah, right. Yes.
Okay. So you take the key, and the old man will show you to your room. It's on the first floor. As he leaves you to unlock the door, he casts a final glance over his shoulder and shakes his head.
All right, so we get some B-roll footage. We'll shoot a quick intro.
Are you still
and then we'll
outside
set
the
up-
room?
Maybe, yeah, to do the B-roll stuff probably.
Okay.
But honestly, we would probably go settle our stuff in the room first.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
then
would
come out
think.
and do B-roll. So let's say we go into the room
Okay.
first, in case that short circuits what we're about to do.
The room is much like the rest of the hotel in that its aesthetic seems frozen in a bygone era. The carpet is long shag carpeting. The artwork is outdated photos of vintage cars. The bed has a lime green bedspread on it. But what really sticks out to you is the human-shaped stain on the wall of this room. At first, it looks like a shadow, but upon closer inspection, it looks maybe like mold or water damage. Vaguely person-shaped.
I am going
Looking around-
to touch it.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I just want to see how it feels if I touch it.
I'll smack his hand away.
I will give you a dirty look. What the fuck was that about?
I don't.
Yeah, that's
you,
not sanitary.
I don't think you should do that. I'm getting bad energy coming from this.
Yeah,
Whatever.
When we get a chance, we should book another room for us to actually sleep in. I mean, I'm glad we got this room so we can do our investigation. But yeah, I don't know if we should sleep here.
Well, I'm not fucking sleeping here.
Well, there you go. Yeah, whenever we get a chance, we'll make sure we stop by the front office and get another room. But yeah, I mean, let's just let's get some footage. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's shoot a quick intro, get some footage.
Yeah, let's shoot the intro. Cal, I believe you're our on-screen personality. Let's shoot this intro. Warren, get your camera out. Get it on your shoulder. There you go.
Yeah.
Cal, come on, you're the face.
Yeah, so it's 1 in the morning, guys. But Lewis, he's going to like turn around as the camera's rolling, so you get his back, and then as it's playing, he turns around and he's like,
Yeah.
"Welcome. We are in this haunted hotel," and he just like runs through it. Where a woman went
Yeah.
missing, we have a strange owner who seems a little distant. We are hoping to capture some real activity of a ghost or something akin to a spirit.
Your camera goes dead.
Oh,
What the fuck? I'm like shaking it, checking the battery.
Battery's
okay there?
dead.
darn it! If
Alright,
I
well, I
need to
brought
do that
spares.
all over again, I put all my in. I need a coffee after that.
No, I got spares. I got spares. Let's find out. Let's start get the charger set up. Put the battery in the charger. Get a spare out. Put
Didn't
it in
you?
there.
Wasn't that was a charged battery, wasn't it? I thought you charged that before we came.
I did. I
Okay.
mean, it should be, but I mean, like, sometimes batteries just you get the end of their life, they don't hold a charge as long. This could just be that moment, man. Don't read too much into it,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
But let's get the infrared set up just in case, and the EM detector, and the temperature detector. All right, let's get some metrics before we go, jump into conclusions.
Okay. Why don't we investigate a mystery with our devices here?
Oh, nice.
All right. I got a 0 on sharp. So does
I
anyone
can
else
do
wanna
that.
try?
Yeah, let me do that. Investigate a mystery.
Okay.
Looking around with our EM meters and all that.
Aren't they called EMF detectors, electromagnetic frequencies or electromagnetic fields?
Ooh,
Yes, electromagnetic field detectors.
Yeah.
that's a 5. So,
Sweet.
yeah.
You can still ask a question, but something bad happens.
Do it.
What
It's
question?
7:10 already. Do it.
What kind of question do you think I should ask? Do we?
Let's see.
Do I?
We're doing in. Yeah. Go for it.
Oh,
You got it.
no, it's like, do we get any evidence of a voice or anything like that coming through? Can we determine if there are speakers around? Maybe that could be playing voices or just anything like that. I'm just looking around.
Well, that is many questions, but you get one question in exchange for
Okay.
something
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
you would like to distill that into a more coherent single question.
I want to see if we can hear evidence of voices.
Well, an electromagnetic field detector would kind of it just gives you like the spike of energy, right? That like ghost
Right.
hunters go nuts for.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And so maybe what we're trying to detect is like, is there some like unusual reading, right? And I guess it would be the question from an investigative mystery would be like, what is being not being concealed here, but like, where did it go? Like, where is it, right? Am I? Or is that?
I
Not the
think
right
I
question?
think that's a fair question. So
Okay.
the EMF meter spikes in the immediate vicinity of the strange stain. The instant you point the device at it, the readings go through the roof. But it's followed by a strange scratching sound behind the shape. The sound of nails scratching against drywall.
Okay.
That's trippy, man.
Would
And this
like
time I'm going to
Make
touch
sure
it.
you get that. You're on sound. Make sure you get the sound like
Oh,
microphone
yeah.
next to that.
No, I've got my mic
Do
up
you
to
hear
it.
this?
Yeah, I hear it. That's trippy, man. That's creepy.
All of you
I mean,
hear
it could just be a rat.
a voice. Help me.
Where does it sound like it's coming from? Is it coming from? It's still coming from the shadow
The shape. Yes.
shape? Yeah.
Help me. Be quiet though, or he'll hear you.
This has got to be a speaker in the wall. I'm going to be feeling around the
My
shape.
name is Catherine Willis. I'm not a speaker in the wall.
It's when I was like, fucking hell, what?
This is
Shh! He'll hear you.
Oh, the innkeeper?
Yes, we need to be quiet.
Are you in there? Can we get you?
I'm stuck in here.
I'm
What
gonna
happened?
point the temperature fluctuation. I'm gonna use the infrared camera actually to see see what we see.
It appears as if this specific shape is indeed warmer than the ambient room temperature.
It's like this is fucked. And I'll be like, guys, look at this. Like,
So
so the shape itself is showing up as warm.
Yes.
Okay, so
That-
I'll show this to him.
I'll be more specific. That area of the wall seems warmer
Okay.
than the other surrounding areas or the ambient room temperature.
Okay, because like in my mind, I was thinking that like if the shape itself was warmer, that would be like that would not match with like someone being in the wall and just their body heat
Yeah.
radiating through. Because if their body heat was radiating through, it would just be like kind of a blob, right, in that area. But if it was in the shape, that would just be fucking weird. But you're saying like it is like kind of a blob where the shape is of heat.
Yeah.
and
That
if
area
I
of the wall is warm.
if I feel it when Cal's character is not looking, what do I feel?
When he's not looking.
It feels somewhat damp. The wall does feel sort of warm, I guess, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to physically feel the difference because it's subtle. You guys have to get out of here, and you have to get me out of here, and you have to get the others out of here.
I mean, like, I'll like whispers, like, are you just stuck in the wall? Like, can we just bust you out?
No, there's secret passages all over this hotel. He uses them to move through the hotel. That's how he finds and locates his prey. But there are more. They're being held downstairs. That's why I didn't scream when the cops were here.
Oh, okay. So how do we find these passages?
You need to be very, very careful first. Suddenly there is a knock on the door.
I will go answer the door. Hello, innkeeper.
Hello.
I will put my hand on my stun gun, which is in my pocket.
Hello, I just came to see how you boys are getting on in here.
Fine so far.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be great material for our YouTube channel. It's really interesting. What's that stain about? Do you know?
Ah, that stain's been there for a while. Keep trying to paint over it. Keeps coming back. Must be some kind of mold. Won't hurt you though.
Yeah. All the same, I think because if it is mold, like maybe we just want to sleep, like when it is time to go to sleep, like in a different room. So like, we'll totally pay for the both rooms, but like, can we book another room too, if you got the vacancy?
I don't know. I'll have to take a look.
Are you you being serious? As I look around the parking lot.
Yeah, it's like, do I see anybody else there?
I said I'll take a look.
Okay.
All right. I mean, we appreciate that.
Is there anything else I can get you? Any food? Anything to drink? Maybe some towels?
Do you have coffee?
Yeah, I got coffee. It's out in the lobby.
Yeah, we'll get it ourselves. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, it sounds like Lewis wants coffee, but all right.
I can bring you gentlemen coffee.
Oh,
You come help me, he says.
okay. Sure. We'll come up.
Yeah. All right.
All of you are
do you
coming
think?
to get coffee?
Well, I mean, I figure while we're there in the lobby, we can just book that other room.
I told you I have to look at the books.
Yeah, which are in the lobby, right?
Fine.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go out together. Not leaving my fucking camera bag. I'm taking my camera bag with me. Not leaving this stuff in here in case he's got a partner. Um,
Okay. So out in the lobby, he is making a fresh pot of coffee. And he gets a cup and pours some and hands it to Lewis.
Lewis would take it. Just sort of looks at it and looks back up and would say, "When was the last time someone visited to stay the night at the motel?"
We had quite a rush of business with that Willis case. Died off after that.
Too bad.
And no one has went missing after.
Nope.
Yeah.
Where are you gentlemen from?
I mean, surprisingly, just a few counties away. I mean, it was kind of like a good, find for us for this, kind of interesting case to pop up like so close to home.
I mean, my family's from Zimbabwe, but I don't guess you mean that.
You guys got families? Wives,
Yeah.
kids?
No
Yeah.
wife.
Got a couple, got a couple cowboys back on my ranch.
Is that true? Or are you lying?
I am, I think, lying.
Okay. Okay, poinsettia. There's no little poinsettia sprouts back at the ranch.
No. So I guess I'll roll a charm for this.
Yeah, roll charm.
And like forwards, only like they're kind of like you use them and they're gone, right?
Yeah, unless it
Okay.
explicitly says ongoing.
No, it doesn't say ongoing. Okay, but I got a 10.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
Me and the missus wanted to have kids for the longest time, just not in the cards for us. He says, taking a sip of his coffee.
Well, it can be enough to just, take care of each other. Say, where is your missus? Does she like take the late shift?
Oh, she'll be here soon.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, since we're here, you think you can get room 7 or room 5?
He'll walk over and grab the 7 key off the pegboard and toss it to you.
All right then. It'd be like, just add it to our tab, man. Thank you very much.
I don't want you boys going and messing up my hotel.
Oh, we're not like everything. none of our investigative stuff is invasive. Like we're not gonna tear anything down or anything.
I might have to break
Yeah.
some walls down, but other than that, it'll be fine.
He's teasing.
Yeah, we're very professional.
He is going to give you a skeptical look, and then he is going to head off back behind the desk to continue reading the newspaper. Where are we going now, gentlemen?
I think we're gonna go back to the room, but I'm curious. Would I notice anything like any local stories that pop up off the page?
Um, probably not.
Okay.
Nothing relevant
And
to you.
well, I'm also thinking about this lady whose voice we've been hearing, and I was just thinking like, if Willis disappeared recently and she was a young college girl, there might be like online videos of her, and I'm curious if I can look them up and see if the voice I heard in the room sounds like it matches.
Yeah, definitely. She has clips online, things that you
Mhm.
can watch and listen to. And yes, the voice does match. The voice
Okay,
from the
and then we're
wall is much scratchier than the voice you hear in the recorded clips, but it
mhm.
definitely is the same voice.
And when she said there were others with her, like if I scroll back, like just again searching for news around this area, we were kind of nebulous about the cases that I found before. But do I find any that feel like they could have happened recently enough that there would be people with her, or was it all like a really long time ago?
There was a gentleman who went missing not too long ago.
From the hotel?
Not from the hotel, but from the nearby town.
Okay, from the nearby town. Um, Interesting, because they wouldn't have had secret tunnels to get them in the nearby town. Okay. So before we go into the room, um, I kind of like want to powwow with everyone there and be like, look, something about this is really weird. I, she's saying that like people, like they got these secret tunnels that they navigate through in the hotel to like, find people and grab them. But like, she's the only one that's gone missing from this hotel in recent history. And like, like recently, if she's with other people, like they'd have been there for years, for like a long time. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is like, look, this is either like a really elaborate ruse or trap, or this is like the most vocal ghost we've ever picked up. What do you guys think?
I don't know. It could be somebody screwing with us, but yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, because the impression I got of the gentleman who owns this fine establishment, he- I sort of got a vision of his memories. He didn't really seem that enraptured with. I mean, I think if he was somehow responsible for these disappearances, there would have been a bigger impression. But if there was, I never got such. So I don't think that part is true. So I'm assuming this is a ruse of some kind. If someone's pulling a prank, or I don't know how they're doing it, but you know how sick people can be on the internet.
So
Yeah, like could it be his wife pretending to be the girl?
the wall that the shape is on, what is behind it? Is it another room or is it like? Oh, you're muted.
You
Sorry.
mean?
Yeah.
5 is behind it.
I was behind. Okay.
Okay. And he gave us room 7.
Yes. Keeping you away from the shape.
All right. Um, well, look, this is some hinky shit. I don't love that we're the only ones in the hotel. I also don't love that he like air quote had to check his books to see if he had another room available. Um, he's being cagey about something because like you'd think that he didn't want us to be in this room, but then now that we're in this room, he's like hesitant to get us in another room.
Yeah.
Look, I'm all for getting a good video, and if it's just us versus this old guy, I think we will be all right. But like I don't know, like my danger sense is telling us that like we just gotta be real careful.
Does the motel rooms have windows? Like
They
close to
do.
the door? Lewis would suggest. I mean, if we want, we could try and peek in the windows, see if if the blinds are open or a little bit.
Go in the building. Yeah.
For room 5?
For room
Yeah.
5. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's a possibility they might be fully shut, but if we can get
Yeah.
like a little crack, we can try and see.
Actually, yeah, let's use the infrared camera. Well, we're not in the room. I don't know if we'd see like a ton of shit with it, but like let's use our infrared camera to kind of like see and now I wish I'd picked the laser microphone, but I didn't. Pick the pro sound gear. Yeah, let's use the infrared camera. Let's peek at this and see if we can see anything.
Okay, so we're going into room 6, yes?
I thought we were going to peek through we were going to see what we could, if there was any way to see
Okay.
what's through the window of room 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the curtains are open on room 5. You can peek inside. And you're taking the camera?
Yeah, I was going to use the infrared camera to kind of point at room 5 and see what we see through the window. If
Okay.
it'll pick up anything through the glass.
The old man is going to ask where you're going.
Oh, room 5's around the corner.
Yeah, to get out, you would have to. So the doors have. Obviously, all the doors are shut. In order to get to the side with the windows, you have to go outside and walk around the building.
Yeah.
Because there aren't windows that let you see into the room from the hallway.
Okay, I gotcha. I misunderstood. What do you think, guys? Should we do that, or is that too obvious?
I mean, one of us maybe can try and distract him, keep him. If we want to get a little bit snoopy.
We could make a mess in here, have him clean it up.
Yeah. We could also just tell him we're getting B footage,
That's true.
B-roll, just to get some exterior shots.
Yeah, probably a better idea.
All right, yeah, so we'll do that. I'll like if he calls to us, be like, "Oh, we just want to get some exterior shots." It's you kind of need that to cut in between like the other stuff. Otherwise, it looks real choppy, man. We need it for the mise en scene.
Okay. He's not going to have a problem with the B-roll, but going outside, you cannot see much with it.
Okay.
It's cold outside. The window's cold. Attempting to look inside, it's just sort of a wall of color because the interior of the room is really warm, contrasted with the cold outside.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not much to see.
Okay. What about visually, like through the window?
Visually through the window, it looks like the mold is spreading to the other side of the wall. You see what looks like a sort of black ripple in about the same area as the strange humanoid shape in room 6.
Okay. It's pretty nasty.
That's interesting.
Wouldn't it be time to read a bad situation? If this counts
You can
for
read a
one?
bad situation. That seems appropriate.
Okay. That is. Well, that is a 6. What?
Perfect.
Hmm.
Failure. Which means you have to answer one of those questions for on behalf of the monster.
Great.
What is most vulnerable to monstrous influence?
So this is for Lewis. What's most vulnerable to him is probably his senses, and what I mean by that is he's most vulnerable when he doesn't know what's real and what isn't. Being a medium, he suffers from hallucinations a lot and
Okay.
dealing with ghosts. That's his most vulnerable state is when he's like that.
Okay. So we don't have time to investigate forever. The sun is setting. Evening is upon us. We need to make some decisions about what are we going to do. Are we going back to the room to try to speak to the voice? Are we going to room 7?
I think we need to find these
This-
secret passages if they exist.
If
They exist, yeah.
But I mean, like, it doesn't necessarily line up. Like the mold in the shape of line up with like something as, I guess, mundane as like, right? So
Yeah.
my guess is that this is like
There's something spooky going on here.
here besides the just kind of being a couple of Norman Bates. So, or that movie X. Um,
That was a
so-
good movie. That was a good movie.
was.
Did all of you see it?
I've seen parts
No.
of it. I need to watch it all.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the premise is like they're filming porn. And like,
I heard about
yeah.
it. I didn't watch it. Yeah.
The old lady is like she gets a little hot and bothered, but they've done this before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think with the mold, this doesn't necessarily match up what we heard from the voice. So I think that there's something spooky and ghosty going on, which is what we're here to investigate. So like, I guess I would turn to Lewis and I'd be like, look, I think what we're getting, I think we've gone as far as we can get with like the thermals and the infrared and the I think you got to put your hand on that wall and tell us what you get.
Yeah, I'll do that. I also want to say, just for my advice on this, I think messing with whatever this is, if it is spirits, it can get very messy in my experience. So I think once we're done, we should just mind our own business and leave. I know that sounds
Yeah,
bad, but
I think you're right about that. We are not like, we're investigators. We're not exorcists. So let's get it. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get it recorded. Let's get all the data we can, and then we'll have something to show for it.
yeah, let's do that.
As a bit of a long shot, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna take out my knife and I'm just gonna quietly scrape off a little bit of the mold of the shape and
Okay, so we're
see.
back in room 6 already.
Oh
We're
yeah,
going back in room 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. And I want to see if that elicits any response from the
Well,
person.
the mold, the shape, seems to have changed somewhat. It looks almost as if the head region has coalesced into features.
Oh shit!
Vaguely, you can make out what appear to be the suggestion of eyes, lips, and a nose.
Oh,
Right,
this.
unless they're like Disney Imagineers, this is pretty fucking spooky.
Okay, this is above our pay grade, man. I don't know what the fuck this is.
No, shh, please, you have to help me. He is going to kill us. If you are going to spend the night here, you need to make sure you keep your weapons on you.
Just to be clear, you're talking about the owner of the motel, right?
Him and his wife, they work together.
What do they? How do they catch you? What do they do to you?
They lock the room so you can't get out. Then they come in through the secret passage. I tried to
Where's
get.
that secret passage?
I don't know. It was dark. I couldn't see.
Is it dark where you are right now?
I'm inside the wall, she says, and she smacks on the drywall. And you feel the vibration. Someone hit the wall on the other side. Of course it's dark.
So we walked and we saw the inside of the room of the other one. Like I don't know if we got enough of like a bead on like how thick these walls are, but how like what's our best guess? Like how much space is between the walls?
That feels like a sharp roll.
All right.
Or a luck point.
I'm gonna save that. So let's do a sharp roll.
Okay.
Awesome. Let me mark that experience. Those snake eyes.
Okay. So you have no idea, Poinsettia, how thick the walls are. You couldn't quite get a good sense of it just by looking through the windows, unless you want to spend that luck point.
So
No.
this is when I want to go and actually do the scraping of the shape to see if anything happens.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
Lewis will then put his hand on the mold, just sort of grunting at it. But as he does it, I would like to use tuning,
Okay.
and I think this, if I can get this question down, it might be helpful for us. Okay, that is. That's an 8. Hold on. Out of the questions, I guess from the creature, whether it's the ghost or this dude, who is it going to attack next? The sense of who it's, if it's got its eyes on someone in particular.
You.
Lewis would look at the others and he would just wary look, and he would just say, I think we should regroup in the lobby, get our equipment together.
Are you trying to just leave? We have to. What if the guy is doing this to these people? We have to stop him.
Look, something. Look. The guy is weird. I will give you that. And creepy, and something is off. However, I will also say that like it's this isn't jiving. Like the things that I would expect to see with like uh this person actually like this mold changing. Uh, I mean, unless they're like really good special effects artists, uh, is an odd thing to find in just someone creeping around without anything like ghosty or spooky happening. So like I'm kind of with Lewis on this. Let's go regroup in the lobby where, as far as we know, no one's disappeared because that old man's still here, and find out and like kind of get our bearings and then figure out what we're gonna do next.
Yeah, because if what we got told is correct, being in the room is when we're in the danger zone, you know?
Yeah.
And we don't want to be in the danger zone, so I think we should regroup with our equipment in the lobby.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So like just bundle up our stuff real quick, grab my yeah, I'll grab the charger and we'll head out to the lobby.
As you head out to the lobby, you see there are two new guests checking in, a man and a woman. The old man is talking to them, having a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to take a look at the group and say hat trick and toss the man and the woman the key to number 5.
Interesting. I guess I would I'll just say it out loud because like just kind of like nonchalantly, but playing it off like that I'm not freaked out, but I guess I'd have to do a chart for all that. But I'm gonna say like, oh, when we were getting B-roll for our video, I did notice that there is like quite a bit of mold on the wall in that room. Like maybe a different one.
Mold on number
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
He is going to walk over to the other end of the pegboard and toss the couple number 10.
Okay, cancelled.
Yes, very careful, Emo.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to take number 5 and start heading down the hall himself.
I'm gonna follow him if he's doing that.
Yeah. And if he's gonna open the door, I want to have my thermal camera ready to like get a view of that room.
He's going to say, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
Yeah,
What
but
the
honestly, you're right that this place is fucking weird. We have heard voices, and I am just honestly curious what you're gonna find in that room because we saw that mold from the outside.
He is going to open the door and show you number 5. See, gentlemen, nothing in here.
And is
What
it
do I see on
nothing?
the thermal camera?
The wall looks warm in that same area.
But there's no mold there this time.
No, there is mold. So the mold is indeed still present. And in that general area, the wall is still reading as warmer than the ambient temperature.
So I guess I'll show the old man. I'll be like, "Do you not see that mold? And look at that warm spot."
Boy, what do you want me to do?
I mean, I wasn't asking. I wasn't asking you to do anything. It's just you said nothing's in here, and I'm just showing you there's something weird.
I mean, you can't give this room to anybody before it's cleaned up.
Look, I'm going to clean the mold. I'm not going to worry about your damn cameras. Now, are you gentlemen staying with us this evening, or will you be checking out early?
No, we're staying.
We're staying, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize like you had fucking dinner plans and shit. Well, I didn't mean to keep you, sir. Sorry. Thought we were talking about weird shit that you told us you heard some weird stuff. I'm telling you we hear it too.
Look,
I thought we were on the same page.
yeah, this place is weird. You cannot trust anything that you hear unless you see the person who the voice is coming from. But I cannot have people like you freaking out my brand new customers, so don't say a word of that to that nice couple that showed up.
Well, I think we just saved you some problems before they got into this room with a bunch of mold in it. So I'll take a thank you.
They're in number 10, so they're not going to hear it.
Does he have any weapons on him that we can see? Like, does he carry a gun or a knife?
He has a big flashlight on him.
Okay, this is a stupid question, but there are no, like, secret passages in this building, are there? I know it's coming out of nowhere. And technically, I could tell if he's lying, just for what it's worth.
He is going to stand up and he's going to say, "Why would you ask me a question like that?"
I mean, we're filming a ghost documentary, so I mean, I don't know. We need to know things about the building.
That's a very specific question. Who
Well, if we're
told
being
you
honest,
that?
it's not like anyone told us anything. It's just that like when people are faking ghosts, they usually do it by like sneaking around and making noises. And so let's just get the bullshit out of the way. Are there secret passages where y'all can walk around and sneak around? And
No, there's
fake
no
bullshit?
secret passages here.
And is that true? Is he lying?
He is lying.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thanks. All right.
And he's going to attempt to clean the mold.
Lewis would just whisper to the group who says, I don't know about this. He doesn't give me evil villain vibes. He just seems like a grumpy man.
When he's out of earshot, I will let them know that I believe him to be lying about the secret passages.
And this is fucking weird.
So there.
Like, yeah.
I mean, if there are secret passages, we need to find them.
All right. Well, I mean, look. Here's the deal. If there are secret passages, and this really is just a case of like some psychos going killing, then like we're not. Then like we're ghost hunters. All right. This sounds like a police job. If there's like real secret passages, right?
And police aren't going to believe me if I tell them.
I mean, couldn't you just... I mean, if we want to go down the police road, couldn't we just make a call and say that we believe that people are being held prisoner or kidnapped in this hotel, but in these secret passages? And they'll have to investigate, but it'll make us look bad. I mean, if we want to go down that road, but I just think, do we want to make this our business?
Cal's
Yeah, you're
character
cold.
literally always runs away.
I know he's a coward.
I'm not running away. I'm just saying.
Cal's
You have a
always-
tight man.
Cal is always like, you know,
Oh, how about no?
Tell you what.
live and let live.
Yeah.
How about this? How about we go to room 7, where like the dark spot is not, and if we can find a secret passage in there, then we can call the police and like point them to that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's do that. Let's go to room 7. We'll check it out, see if we can find this secret entrance, and if we find it, we'll bug the fuck out and we'll call the police.
Before we go in, is there a way we can, like, because we don't want that door, if what the ghost said is true, we don't want that door locking and slamming with us in it. Is there a way we can, like, stop that?
Yeah, we just take the little privacy thing and you just put it in the door jamb before you close the door, and then it just keeps the door propped open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, we go into the room. We only turn on. God, the old man is gonna see that the door's propped open, obviously, because we're gonna have light on in here. Or we leave the lights off and we just kind of use our phone flashlights to look around, and like the thermal, like the infrared camera and stuff, to kind of like look around. But either way, we can like prop the door open so it's just like it's open just like a sliver, just as long as just whatever the little privacy, you know what I'm talking about, that little thing you swing over, the little latch. Yeah.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you meant the thing you hang on your door that says
No. So when you go into a hotel, you can do the deadbolt, and then there's usually that knob with that thing like that kind of
Yeah.
swing
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking is like you swing the bracket over and then close the door, and then it just rests on the bracket.
Gotcha. I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah. And actually, yeah, we can keep the lights down so that he wouldn't notice the light coming through the crack in the door. Just kind of use the dim light on your phone to look around, and I'll use like the camera with like the infrared on it, and we'll investigate for a like secret passageways as quietly as we can.
There is nothing. You're not going to find anything in room 7.
Okay. Well, shit. Do we go to room 6? I think we have to. I mean, that's where the shit's happening. But we'll do the same thing. We'll prop the door open.
From room 7, how room 10 from us?
Room 10 is at the end of the hall.
Do we hear anything from the couple that were going into the room?
If you walk towards their room, you hear the sound of them like watching TV.
Okay.
Sorry.
Feeling is mutual.
All right. Let's go to room 6 because we only have a few minutes, and let's look for a secret passageway. We're going to prop the room open just like we did before.
I think what we need to do is get him out of here so we can tear down this wall.
That's a terrible secret passageway. No, there's got to be some kind of latch or seam if there's like actual secret passageways happening.
I mean, she's anywhere. She's behind this wall. So if we just tear down the wall, we could save them. We'd be fucking
She also
heroes.
said to be quiet. She also said we gotta be quiet because,
Okay,
and we don't know where the wife is. All right,
true.
so let's just find the fucking hatch so we can tell the police where to look, and let's get the fuck out of here. And like, I'm gonna go into the room 6. I'm gonna prop it open, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna look as darkly and quietly as we can for like a secret passageway.
The room inside is now sweltering. When you enter, it is absolutely boiling, like somebody has turned the heat on as high as it will go inside the room. So you enter in and you begin. Mimsy!
MC, damn it.
The Mimsy interlude. Somebody's coming in, and that's why she's acting up. You begin to investigate. Somebody roll their sharp. This might be the time to spend a
All
luck
right.
point.
I'm just going to spend a luck point for that. That's all I'm going to do.
All right, go for it.
Yep.
Okay. So you begin investigating the room, and you run your fingers around the wood paneling of the closet. And you give a hard push, and you realize that the wall budges ever so slightly.
Okay.
But it does indeed slide slightly to the side. Enough room for one person. Quietly,
Holy shit.
you hear the voice say, "I can see light. Are you in?"
Can you come out? We're here, but the door's open.
"I can't move. There's some kind of thing blocking the way. I can just see the light. Come in. Help me."
I don't know, man.
Nope. We'll get help. And then like
Yeah.
close it.
Something comes scuttling quickly through the wall. You hear it running towards you, act under pressure.
Okay.
Sweet.
All of us?
I
Oh,
spent
no,
my
we're
luck
gonna get
point.
yanked in.
Whoever is fucking shutting this goddamn door, which I think is Poinsettia.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna use my luck point and not
Okay.
fail that.
Okay, so Poinsettia slams the door. And just as you do, a small whiff of what looks like black smoke or silt
Mhm.
creeps over the panel. But the door slams before it has a chance to emerge.
Louis, I think you're right, man. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm already moving towards the door and just like throwing it open to get the fuck in the van.
I'm sorry I doubted you, Louis. It's time to run.
Okay.
See,
Yeah,
running,
we found the entrance. We can point the cops to it. Let's
Yeah.
let's skedaddle.
see, running is indeed the number one survival technique.
Okay.
Yeah.
Act under pressure to get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Jay, your character is the driver, Gordon. So
Yeah. All right. I'm not under pressure. 7, so mixed.
Okay. You leave your gear behind. In your panic to run, you guys drop your gear to shed some weight and jump in the car and drive away from the Bainbridge Hotel.
Mhm.
You watch it vanish in your rearview mirror. What happens next?
I think we follow up on what we said we are going to do. We contact the police and let them know that, like, look, we were staying in the room where that girl was missing. We found a secret panel in the closet that leads to a secret passage, and something, someone tried to come out at us from there, and we think it's worth investigating for this missing persons case. I don't think we'll tell them about the voice just yet, because how long ago did she go missing?
4 months ago.
Yeah, that could sound like we're crazy. So I don't know if I want to tell them about the voice.
Yeah.
But just tell them that, like, we found this secret panel.
Okay.
And that these hotel people can't be doing this whether they killed her or not. This is people's privacy. So, like, they gotta check this shit out.
Yeah.
So the cops do indeed follow up on your tips. And the subsequent week yields pay dirt in terms of breaks in the Catherine Willis case. They do indeed find Catherine Willis. She had climbed into that secret passage in her room and become trapped inside some kind of debris. The passages were not usable for any individual. Anybody attempting to move through them would have gotten injured or trapped or cut in the effort. Catherine Willis was attempting to make her way through the secret passage. When they found her, she had her phone, which was dead, long since dead. Forensics yields information that the phone had been on flashlight mode.
So she heard a voice that beckoned her to come help, and she went in.
And they found also that she was infected or covered in some kind of sooty black powder when they removed her body. But Catherine Willis had indeed died 4 months ago, perishing in that passageway.
Did they find any other skeletons or bodies?
They did. So there were 2 more nearby on the grounds of the hotel, found in similar circumstances. But these were long since old deaths. Shortly after the body was discovered, the man and his wife were forced to shut down their hotel permanently, functionally out of business. But the mystery is now listed as solved.
All right, good job, team.
Yeah. Wow.
We didn't
Didn't
die.
Good job, Cal.
Yeah,
We didn't die. Yes. Okay. So I am going to stop the live stream. Good night, everybody who is watching us now or watching us later. We will see you guys later. Everybody have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.